Hey, I'm Nick Caruso, and you're watching This Week in Gear.
This episode of This Week in Gear is presented by Ladder, the official supplement of sport.
It's just a taste of the product news we covered on GearPatrol.com this week. So if you're interested in any more info about what we talk about in this episode, make sure you visit the description below for links to our online coverage. And of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss any more video news and reviews. Let's get started. There is no other type of beer quite like a Pilsner. It's a simple, subtle beer, crisp, refreshing, low ABV without very strong flavor profiles. And that balance is what makes it so difficult to get right, which means that perhaps no one knows a good Pilsner quite like brewers themselves. So we asked 20 beer makers to name their personal favorite Pilsner from a brand other than their own. So these may not be our own opinions, but they're straight from the mouths of pros. So it's kind of like reading Rainbow. You don't have to take our word for it. Here's the list. Jeffrey Stuffings of Jester King Brewery in Texas chose the Live Oak Pils with a Z. It's a 4.7% ABV beer from Austin's oldest brewery. And Stuffings says it has a great malt character, beautiful hoppiness, a firm bitterness, and it's eminently crushable. Next is the Roadhouse Pils Tannenzapfel, which is chosen by Lucas Wycheck of the First Wycheck. Tannenzapfel, by the way, means a type of pine cone. It's a 5.1% ABV German beer, says Wycheck, and it's fresh, consistent, available pretty much everywhere, and has the perfect balance of sweet, crisp, and bitter. Plus, it has a cool label.
Boost immunity, strengthen your body, and fight back against stress. Ladder Superfood Greens provide an NSF certified for sport, concentrated dose of the essential nutrients your body needs. Starting at just $40, Ladder makes it easy to improve overall health from the inside out. And right now, This Week in Gear viewers can use the code GP15 to take 15% off their first order. Plus, shipping is free in the US, and all products are backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Sean Towers of The Seed is all about Notch Brewing in Salem, Massachusetts. Their brewery features a tap room that lies right along the South River, which he calls holy ground. The Pilsner he chose is called At the Swans. It's a 4.2% ABV brew that showcases a beautifully round, soft intermingling of bright and snappy, noble hop character and a complex yet subtle malt flavor brought out by a double decoction. A description that's just about as good as a cold beer. Next up is a Czech Pilsner by Seedstock. It's chosen by Paul Mahoney of Launchpad Brewery. It's a bit more powerful at 5.8% and is what Mahoney calls a brilliant example with the perfect amount of bitterness. He also praises Seedstock itself in Denver, Colorado for how well they honor beer's European roots. So check it out if you're in Denver. Red Light's Side Pull Pils is a 4% brew, and it's Hyder Hasham's Strange Beasts pick for the list. Red Light is in Orlando, Florida, and interestingly, it pours this Pilsner two ways. Hasham describes the crisp version as a bright gold with a medium light body with notes of water cracker and a floral hop bitterness. The other, it's a smooth option, is a rounder, maltier taste with a silkier finish. Dave Martin of Mindful Ales chose the Cabana Pils by Suarez Family Brewery. It's a seasonal 5% Pilsner and it's made with wheat. Martin says it adds a really cool citrus and grassy hop presence that's presented through a softer and creamier mouthfeel than most Pilsners you'll encounter. Hill Farmstead's Pilsner, simply called Mary, is a 4.75%, and it's a favorite of Brett Taylor of Wild East Brewing Company. Taylor says it's, quote, an exquisite little offering, delicately balancing floral and subtly spicy hops with a crisp, vaguely doughy malt, and with a soft mouthfeel despite being dry and smooth. Chris Depo of Schilling Beer Company chose a beer called Kowutska 12 by Pivovar Kotna Samavia, which is a Czech brewery. It's a 5% Pilsner made from a 200-year-old recipe. And Depot says the balance of rich maltiness and hops pairs with process and is inspirational. The brewery OO makes a 5.2% called the Ekta Pils. It's the Pilsner of choice of Nana Burke Ackerman of Broaden and Build, who describes it as insanely refreshing and crispy. Okay, the actual quote is that it's crispy AF, but I guess that's accurate too. Doe Bongers of Fierce Beer selected the La Trappe Pure by brewery Berkel Enschot in the Netherlands. This is a 4.5% beer, and it's technically not a Pilsner, quote, because it doesn't use classic Pilsner yeast. Instead, it's a Belgian Pilsner, fermented with Trappist yeast. It uses only organic malts and organic noble hops, which combine to leave a dry, bitter finish. I love New York, and so does Ryan Lavery of Widowmaker Brewing, who chose the Vliet by Threes Brewing, which is right over there in Brooklyn. He calls it one of the cleanest, most drinkable American Pilsners he's had the opportunity to enjoy, and it has classic cracker-like malt flavor and a truly balanced and subtle hop profile. Adam Robbings of Rubens Brews chose Pilsner Urquell for its connection to Prague. He says it's the perfect reminder of the beauty and delicateness of that wonderful city. Couldn't agree more. It's a great place. Champagne Velvet by Upland Brewing Company is a 5.5% Pilsner chosen by Todd DiMatteo of Good Word Brewing and Public House. Upland calls Champagne Velvet the beer with $1 million flavor, and its recipe is over 100 years old. DiMatteo calls it delicious and crisp with a perfect hop balance. It's got a cool can, too. Jever Pilsner is the Pilsner of choice of Agostino Arioli of Birrificio Italiano. He recalled the first time he took a sip about 30 years ago and says he still remembers that feeling of dry, sharp bitterness suspended into a mellow flow of caressing malt sweetness and texture. Speaking of Birrificio Italiano, the brewery's 5.2% Tipo Pils is, quote, as close to Pils perfection as Matt Brynildson of Firestone Walker knows. He says it's in no way a typical or traditional German Pilsner, and the brewery has created what he calls a new beer and a new style of lager. Not to be confused with either Bell's Brewery or Budweiser, Daniel Endicott's Pilsner of choice is Bellweiser by Bellwoods. He calls this 4.8% beer, quote, one of the nicest Pilsners out there, and it's made by some of the finest folks in the industry. And he goes on to say that it's everything he wants in a Pilsner. A nose full of hops that aren't trying to be cool, which makes them so very cool. A soft malt character that my dad would appreciate, and a clean yeast character that doesn't care if you pay attention to it. Freem Family Brewers Pilsner is Colin Castor's choice. Castor of Seventh Son Brewing and Antiques on High chose the 4.9% for its, quote, wonderfully soft mouthfeel with a creamy head. And he notes that the Freem team has really nailed the carbonation. Sounds tasty. Kevin Davey of Wayfinder Beer says his go-to Pilsner is the Pils by Heater Allen. He says the 5.2% offers, quote, good punch of hops and a sturdy amount of Bohemian malt, and he loves that it's lagered for 8 weeks and says it might be enough reason to visit Portland in and of itself, as if we needed any more reasons. Ryan McVeigh of Kona Brewing Company chose a Victory Prima Pils. He said it wasn't easy, since so many brewers get the balance just right, but Victory's stands out because it's a classic Pilsner, thanks to its wonderful hop character that contributes nicely to the crisp, dry finish. And last but not least, Bess Doherty of the Grateful Gnome Sandwich Shop and Brewery really likes Station 26 Saz Pilsner, a 5.3%. She says it's so damn crisp and clean. It pours a beautiful, pristinely clear straw color with a great floral aroma, followed by an ever so sweet honey-like taste. It finishes with a slightly earthy hop bitterness, and it's really everything you could want from a good Pils. So I'm pretty thirsty now, and I have a lot of beers to try. Do you have a favorite Pilsner? Do you agree or disagree with any of these picks? Let us know what you think below. As if the very, very good news of Audi's hot RS6 wagon coming stateside wasn't enough to keep us up at night, pricing has just been announced, and all things considered, it's a fantastic deal. Now, its starting price is just $109,000, and that is an objectively huge amount of money. But relative to other performance cars in similar places on the spectrum, this car is a steal. Consider this. Its 4-liter V8 puts out 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. From a standstill, it'll hit 60 miles per hour in only 3.5 seconds, and it'll hit 190 miles per hour at the top end. And what's more, it of course comes with Audi's superb Quattro all-wheel drive, and it's a wagon, so you can put more people in it than any other sports car. You can put all sorts of stuff in it too. So that's the complete package, but compare it to all the other options out there and you might start thinking about refinancing your mortgage. For instance, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, a big SUV, essentially taller than a wagon with a little more cargo room, is also $15,000 more, and the RS6 eats its performance numbers for breakfast. And even very exclusive performance crossovers that don't really even exist yet get trounced. Compared to the Aston Martin DBX, the RS6 has 41 more horsepower, 78 more pound-feet of torque, and hits 60 almost an entire second quicker. And it costs $80,000 less. So see, it's a steal. And side note, if you're interested in an RS6 in this very pretty blue color we're showing, you'll need to be one of 25 lucky folks in North America who get their hands on a limited edition Nagaro package. So good luck all around.
I'm Ryan Brower, Gear Patrol's commerce editor, and it's my job to find the best deals on the web every single day. At the moment, a lot of us are probably dealing with a new normal, working from home. Working from home and staying productive can be a tough task, but one of the keys to that is making sure to stick to routines. That starts and ends with your grooming routine. Thanks to Nordstrom's site-wide sale, a lot of Aesop's grooming essentials are up to 25% off right now. Their products are just what they say they are. They're made with minimal ingredients and they are extremely effective. Now, this deal is a really good one, so we can't promise that the stock at Nordstrom is going to stick for long. So you're going to want to shop it quick and make sure you get what you like now. You can do so by hitting the link in the description below.
That's it for this week's episode. So remember, if you want any more info on anything we talked about, check the description below for links to our online coverage. And smash that subscribe button to never miss more video, news, and reviews. Thanks for watching, and take care. We'll see you next week.